this episode of Behind the Scenes of Hanging Outside the Rooster Coop with Tyler Anderson, who's the owner of Drip Fit here in Boca. So thank you for having us here today.
My pleasure, absolutely.
It's been awesome. I'm kind of out of breath because we just did a workout here on the treadmill, which we'll talk a little bit about, but it's really hard, one of the hardest workouts I've ever done, so it's really awesome. So Tyler, why don't you talk a little bit about what got you into the fitness business in general? You're super passionate about it, I can tell. So talk a little bit about your own journey.
I just grew up as an athlete, played sports in college, got out of college, and just there was always that void. I tried to go the more traditional route of like have a 9 to 5, and I just didn't love it. One, I have ADD like all hell, so that doesn't help. But I thoroughly enjoyed helping people. As much as sometimes my exterior can be a little rough, and I know that, I do enjoy helping people. I remember my first client, he was 420 pounds.
Wow.
And just seeing that transformation of him going from never having a girlfriend to immediately, after about a year and a half later, actually having a social life and actually, just seeing that also emotional change in the physical change completely just sold me right there.
Wow, so you're like a huge part in someone else's life.
Yeah, and that to me, that was the coolest thing. I mean, like I've trained professional athletes over the years too, and that's really cool to see the capability of what they can do. Mm-hmm. But the difference between a guy running a 4.4 and a 4.3 is not enough to get me up in the morning anymore. I want to see someone tell, I love when I get texts like, hey, look, I haven't looked this great since I was 16, 18, whatever your age is, and that's just really, really cool and inspiring.
That's super rewarding. So that's why you love the fitness side of it. So what made you want to go into business for yourself?
I don't like working for other people.
You don't like working for other people?
That going ADD and OCD. So again, put those two things together, it's my world. And so it's just one of those things. I felt I had a passion for something, and not only just the passion, but I felt like there was a part of the market missing. And having trained with these treadmills before, which we designed our whole entire place around, I knew this could take over the market, and it was something I wanted to bring to the people, something that people that were bored out there didn't want to try, something that was like CrossFit, no offense to them, but something that brought a different aspect to the market.
Yeah, well, that's really cool. You're able to take something, about yourself, a passion that you have, and also knowing like, hey, I don't want to work for somebody else. I want to be creative, do my own thing, and be able to do that successfully.
Yes.
So that's really cool.
Thank you.
So what are some of the challenges that you had, though, building a business? It's not easy.
Our challenge was from day one not understanding the marketing side. And that's still, to be honest with you, is still a challenge. That's a big thing for us, is getting to know that. We originally came in here with a little bit of help, and that right before we opened, that help wasn't there anymore. And so it was just getting to learn that side. And I have Nicole Hermanson, who I can't thank enough. Everyday occurrence. She is helping me just as much as she is learning too, which has been such a great help in many different ways. But it's literally learning that side. I mean, to the point I watch YouTube videos at night on how people have grown their business, and like little things, whether it's SEO or whether it's community stuff. So we're just trying to learn as much as we can, and we're spread pretty thin. So we try to use every hour of the day as available of what we can do and what can do better.
Yeah, well, I think most entrepreneurs can relate to that. It's hard, no matter what it is and what your idea is. You have to be able to go out there, share about what you do, why it's special, attract people, and that's not an overnight thing.
No.
Right? It takes a while to build a brand, get people to know who you are, what you stand for, if it's right for them. And I think that's something you do really well, though, is you really target your niche.
Yes.
Really well. You say exactly who you're for and who you're not for, which helps people get that trigger of like, okay, that's for me, or maybe that's for my friend, not for me, but for somebody else I know.
And again, I got lucky. I have a lot of friends that have started businesses, run businesses, entrepreneurs, non-entrepreneurs, and they all said, pretty much the same thing. You watch Shark Tank, you either can be price yourself along with everybody else and try to offer what everybody else offers, or niche yourself. And I just firmly believe, fitness should be a niche market. You can't have everybody. Yeah. So you need to find what you're good at, know what you know what you don't know. And I don't know this side of the sector. I do know this side of the sector, and this is what we're going to focus on. This is what we're going to make better. And there's enough room for everybody to play in the sandpit. And that's what I always kind of say is like, look, everybody has enough room to be in here.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think it's more about collaboration, understanding what's unique versus trying to compete with everybody else.
Agreed.
Because that's just a race to the bottom.
Yep.
So talk a little bit about what's been the most rewarding part of owning your own business and bringing Drip Fit to life.
Everything. It really is. People always ask me, I work 6 days a week in here, and then Sunday's still a work day. And people are like, aren't you burnt out? And I'm like, not even close. People always ask me why we haven't hired another trainer. And I tell people, look, we're still growing. There's still a lot of stuff we need to figure out, but at no point am I even close to burnt out. I thoroughly enjoy coming to work every single day. We get here at 6 o'clock in the morning. We leave at 8 o'clock at night. I do have a great staff, small staff be it, but it's a great staff. Again, Nicole's the main part of that staff. Yeah. But it's been so just rewarding just seeing how it's grown and seeing how people love it and seeing something that, when we first introduced this, we thought what we had, we didn't know what we had. And just seeing the kind of the response back is everybody that's come in, and whether they've signed up or not, know, hey, this is actually a great piece of equipment. You might be too far of a drive for me or whatever the situation, but this is really, really great. Has been just so rewarding, and knowing what we're doing is something that can grow long term.
Yeah, I'm so excited to see what you're able to build here.
Thank you.
I think you're off to something really special.
you.
So what's some advice you have for some of our other roosters and people who either have started their business, maybe having some challenges, or want to start a business doing something that they love?
There's no such thing as a self-made person. There's not. You need help. I am probably the worst person to ask for help. And I mean by that is like, I never ask anybody. I always felt like I had to do it myself. That was the best way to go. If it's my failure, it's my failure. If it's my success, my success. And very shortly before we started this, I understood very quickly, I haven't met a single person that did it all by themselves. You need help. There's no problem with reaching out and asking somebody, hey, look, I mean, we've done it for a couple marketing things. Hey, what worked for you guys? How did it work? All this kind of stuff. Who'd you use? What'd you use? And just bouncing ideas off people. And you may not use that idea, but at least you have an idea. And that's the biggest thing is you can never ask enough questions. And I used to honestly think that was the dumbest thing in the world. Like, you can ask a dumb question, but now I'm understanding. It's like, sometimes I have a question I don't know, and it's better to ask it to somebody that has been there, done it. It doesn't even have to be in the same field, as long as they've been in my process.
Yeah.
And we've gotten a lot of information just off that.
That's awesome. I think that's so smart. As you said, I think the only dumb question is a question that's not asked, that then you
Correct.
put yourself in a difficult position just because you didn't want to ask somebody else.
Correct.
So, awesome advice. Thank you so much for
No,
having
thank you
us.
so much for having us.
Everybody check out Tyler and Drip Fit, and we'll see you next time.